Welcome back to the KIX 96.5 Morning Show. We love featuring independent artists on the show, and today we're heading to Oklahoma to chat with singer Felicia Deramus-Paul. Felicia has been performing since she could talk. Her brand new single, Living Stones, just came out. Boy, we're excited to have Felicia on the show. First, thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jeff. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, wow. You have an interesting story. You grew up in church and on the stage. Your dad and now your brother are pastors at this Good News Fellowship Church. Your mom was a very successful gospel singer. You had a hit when you were 16. You're back now with a brand new single. Why now? What got you back?
I'm just going to tell you, first off, by the grace of God.
Yeah.
No, it was one of those things, hey, let's go to Nashville. Let's go do it. We have a dear friend of ours. His name is Mark Johnson. He's the one that actually co-wrote Living Stones. We got in contact with him and his brother, Mike Johnson, who was my session leader. Now, Mike, I have to brag on Mike. He won Music Row Magazine Music Award, Musician Award. He's a 4-time winner, ACM Steel Guitar Player of the Year. He plays for Reba McEntire. Great friend of ours, awesome musician. He did a tremendous job getting all this together, the band, the location, everything. And I just have to give him a big shout out for doing such a wonderful job with Living Stones and a few others soon to come.
Yeah, I mean the people that are playing with Felicia, it's insane. We'll run down that here in a minute. What was it? Anything to do with you turning 30? Your mom just released a song this year. Anything with that?
I mean, it was just one of those things that I have been singing my whole life, and time's a little ticking here, and I'm like, okay. Dad calls. He says, "Hey, what do you think about doing this?" And we just jumped on it and said, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. You're in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. It's like a town of 4,000. That's like where we're at right now.
It looks like a town of 20,000 because we're well known for our lake, and we have a lot of people that come in to vacation here.
Yeah, it says it's a destination for nature lovers, golf enthusiasts, and foodies.
Absolutely, yes. We got a lot of local businesses here that are amazing. Hey, if you ever come, I can tell you some great places to go to.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous. I've never been to Broken Bow, Oklahoma, but and the videos of you singing at the church, have you done more in the last couple of years, or have they just started popping up? What?
This is something that I've been doing
probably forever.
Yes. The videos are more of the recent few years that we just started recording and posting and sharing for people to watch and view. There's a lot of people that are able to come that are from out of town, and so that way they can go on and just watch and listen and be a part.
Oh, okay. So can you stream the services?
We don't really stream. We just repost the services. Yeah. Yeah,
because, a lot more people would go to church if you were performing.
I don't know about that, but thank you so much.
I was like, wow, I'd be going to church all the time. If Felicia was at my church,
Well, thank you.
Come on, at the Good News Fellowship Church. Well, your brother Josh is a co-pastor.
Yes, he's amazing. He's a great pastor and an awesome brother, just an overall great person. Sweet, kind. I could say a lot of many things about him, and not because he's my brother, because it's the truth.
Well, and then Caleb is the guitarist in the church band, right?
Caleb can also sing. He actually has an album of his own. It's called Jesus is Near, and he's awesome at playing guitar and vocally great.
Yeah, he had an album come out. Well, but it's crazy, though, because Josh is, 15, 16 years older than you, and Caleb's 10 years older than you.
Yeah, but you know what? That's not how it feels. Well,
that's good.
I feel like we're all around the same age.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because they said Josh was 6 feet tall at age 12. He still looks like he's 6'5" or something.
Oh my gosh, he's very tall, and his wife. And don't you tell her I told you this, even though it's live. she's 4'11".
Oh my gosh. Do they have kids, or are the kids tall, short?
They have a beautiful redheaded 10-year-old daughter.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Yes. Yes, that's great.
Well, and I mean, church has always been in your life. I mean, there's a photo of your mom reading the Bible, like the first date with her and your dad.
Yes. Yeah, my parents have always been involved in ministry, and even when my mom was traveling and singing, they always came back. We always came back to church. I mean, of course, there were Sundays we missed, which you have to when you're on the road and you're traveling and singing. You're going to miss. But we always came back, and they were always right there at church. So God was always number one in their lives, for sure.
Yeah, because they were going around performing. Your mom was singing. She's had a very successful gospel career. What was your dad doing? Was he behind the scenes? Was he setting all this up? What was his role?
My dad is everything that gets done. It's 100% my dad. I mean, the locations, getting the music done. My dad also helped produce my album. He helped produce Mom's album. I mean, he was always the one that you didn't hear a lot about, but he was right there. I mean, he was even a radio host for himself.
Wow.
So he just the one that you wouldn't think is doing a lot, that was my dad. He was right there. Everything that got done, my dad was the one to do it. So.
Incredible. Felicia Deramus-Paul. Yes, go and check her out. She's on Facebook, Instagram. Go to YouTube. You can check out all of her videos. She's on Spotify now. Her brand new single, Living Stones, is out now. The Jordanaires. This is crazy. I've never heard of these guys until like 3 months ago. We've mentioned them twice on the show. You have a connection to the Jordanaires. Jordanaires. How did that happen?
Well, I can't even tell you how I met them because they've been in my life since I was a baby. They sung with my mother on her albums, but I just grew up around them. I really love Gordon Stoker. I miss him so much. But just growing up around them, anytime we go to Nashville, we would definitely stop, visit with them. I even remember the last time I got to see Gordon. I was 19 years old. I went over to his house, and it was right before he passed. But, you know, you see all the museums, but you don't see a museum until you walk into Gordon Stoker's house. And he takes you upstairs, and I'm telling you, I have never seen so much Elvis Presley and Patsy Cline items as I have in his home.
Yeah.
Amazing. But wonderful guys. I mean, very talented. I do miss them dearly. Known them my whole life. Hey, Gordon would color with me as a kid. I mean, he would sit down with me and color the best pictures, at least I thought as a child.
Wow. Well, and they were the backing band for Elvis for over a decade, I think.
Yes, they were, yeah. And they tell the amazing stories about Elvis. I mean, stories you'd never think to hear.
Oh, they got to have amazing stories.
Yes,
and
great
the Jordanaires
stories.
were around forever, and they're even back this year, which is crazy.
Yes, yes. Ray is the last one of the ones that I grew up around. And, hey, last time I heard, Ray is still kicking, and that's amazing, and I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Amazing. The longevity and the history and the stories those guys have is probably insane. Well, I mean, I don't know how you do it. You own a salon, this Simplicity salon?
I do. I own a salon here in Broken Bow, and then I got two wonderful girls that work in there with me, and then I also work at a clinic, a Curtin Family Medical Clinic in Broken Bow, and great place, love the people, love my coworkers. And honestly, the song Living Stones, that's one thing that speaks to me in these words of the song is everyone that's around me on my daily life, they're my living stones. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're married. Your husband, Charles, he's a drummer. Did you guys meet from music? How did you guys meet?
No, funny story. We actually met at my nephew's T-ball game.
Oh, wow.
Just one of those, hey, how you doing? Good, how are you? And then that was it.
Man, well, and you guys have been together for a long time.
Yes, let's see, we got together in 2009.
Yeah, and I think, have you been married, 11 years, 12 years now?
Yes, yeah,
wow.
11
years. Does he see you? Have you seen him in the last, 2 months, or?
Yeah, let's see. I seen him about an hour ago.
Before, in passing, when he was going to work or you were going to work.
Day kind of thing. Yes, that's it. He might be listening right now. I love you, honey.
She's a singer. She's a hairdresser. She's a church singing. She's a performer and entertainer. She's everywhere. Man, unbelievable. Where do we go now? I mean, how many songs did we record when we went and did Living Stones?
I'll let that be a surprise for you, Jeff. But we did record a few songs, and I do have more coming out soon. Living Stones is my kickoff, so there are more to come for sure. Yeah, well, and you mentioned it a little bit with Mark Johnson, who wrote the song. But, yes. I mean, the lineup of musicians, this Kelly Back, who's your guitarist, I mean, you can't even comprehend the amount of talent that is on this song. Everybody that worked on this song has worked with a million artists of all over. I mean, it's ridiculous. How did you get all these people? I'm telling you, that right there was our dear friend Mike Johnson. He pulled it all together. I mean, I just handed it to him, and he's like, I got it. And he picked every person that he thought would be perfect for this song. And I just, like I said, I'm so humble. And what's amazing, honestly, these such talented musicians were so humble and so kind, and some of the kindest people I have ever met. You know, you would think that people in that industry doing as much as they do, they wouldn't be this way, but they are. Each and every one of them were so kind, and I enjoyed every one of them. Yeah, they all look, I mean, there's pictures of them. If you go to Felicia's Instagram, I think it's even on your Facebook page, there's pictures of everybody that was on it. They're all hanging out. They're all smiling. They're looking casual. Yeah, it's just amazing the amount of talent that you have gathered for this song, and probably the rest of them. I mean, we talked to all kinds of independent artists on the show, and it's like a theme. Relationships. They're huge. I mean, look at you. Yeah, yes, absolutely. I mean, how much, was your dad, did he get the ball rolling with Mark? Yeah, I would say he called up, and it was just one of those things where, like I said, it was definitely a God idea, because just because you have an idea doesn't mean it always works out. Yeah. But it did, and he called him, and then that was it, and next thing I know, it was literally 5 weeks after we got off the phone that it happened. Just bam, bam, bam. Wow. And now she's rocketing to the moon as we speak. But I mean, looking at your Facebook, the amount of support, everybody has been waiting for you. It's like they've been waiting for this moment for you to take this next step, Felicia. Yeah, I got a lot of local fans out there, some that have been telling me to go since, I don't know how long. Yeah, well, there's a video. I mean, have you been performing? Because I found something on your dad's page from, like, you were at the ICGMAs in 2016. Yeah, the International Country Gospel and Music Association. That right there, let's see, I might have been 14 years old. I had won an award for a little single that had come out at the time. And that right there, I definitely cherish. That is I can't even tell you how many years that award show's been going on, but that was definitely a blessing to be able to win that award from the ICGMA. Yeah, and I mean, you had a hit when you were 16, so what, was it just life get in the way? Were we not ready yet? What was the break? I would say kind of during that time, being 16 years old, you still haven't got to really enjoy your youth, and I spent most of my life touring with my mother, and I was out there with her. And I remember when I was little, my dad would pay me to sing a couple songs in between her music. So when we go places, he'd pay me, and I was thinking, man, that was an awesome deal back then, But I did that a lot growing up, and then it hit a point where I was like, okay, I'd like to take a break. And so I settled down, then graduated, got married, got a house, and then it was like, okay, I'm ready to record again. Yeah, and now's the time. Well, and your mom, Judy, she retired kind of around 2010, but then did she just release a song? It is a vault song, which means it's a song that she had done in the past.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering.
They just now released it, so it hasn't actually been released.
Okay.
But yeah, she is retired, full-time stay-at-home grandma. She gets to spend time with her grandbabies.
Yeah, she deserves it.
Hey, you know what? She is the first lady of Christian country music, so she deserves it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she had an amazing career herself. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, what now? Are we going to do a video for Living Stones?
We have plans.
I think you should shoot it in the salon.
Oh my gosh, that would be great. Actually, I would love to have some local people around this county. I mean, seriously, we've got a great group of people around here.
Yeah, are we staying blonde? Because I saw you've had like every hair color ever, but you've been blonde for a while.
The goal is to just stay as natural as possible.
Whatever that is. Or, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No one knows.
No one knows. That's for sure. I couldn't tell you what your hair color is.
That's the problem with being a hairstylist. You know, you experiment with all colors.
Yeah. Can we talk to Charles? Does he know your actual hair color? Maybe he's got the inside scoop.
Fortunately, he does, but he's not here and he's not available. So,
I mean, the ladies at the salon have to just be totally thrilled with what you're doing.
They are, and they're supporting me 100%. I just appreciate the girls. They're definitely sharing my stuff and just being there and supporting me 100%, and I appreciate that so much. Can't ask for anything more.
Yeah, well, like we said, it's to the moon. It's up and onward for Felicia. I mean, this is the beginning. I can only imagine what's going to be coming for you with your relationships with, I mean, the people you've got working with you. It's just incredible for an independent artist to be doing what you're doing. I mean, I congratulate you. It's amazing.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and Living Stones, great song. I mean, how can it not be great?
It is amazing. It's amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, now she's got to go back to work. So she's probably booked all day.
Here I go. I'm off to do some hair.
Off to do some hair. If you're in Oklahoma, go and check out Simplicity Salon. Felicia, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it, and we'll definitely have to do it again because, like we said, this is only the beginning. This is our first stone.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Living Stones. Go and check her out. Felicia Deramus-Paul. Here it is, brand new music. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
It's KIX 96.5.